Right, everyone, so we're here with new coach Aston. Aston, first of all, before we talk any shit, tell us about yourself and a little bit about you.
Yeah, cool. So I have been training probably for about 8 years now, roughly. I've been qualified for about 6. Been doing it full time for about 2.5. Throughout my whole life, I've always been into sports from a really young age, whether that be football, tennis, cricket, rugby, American football, loads of different sports. And my passion for it has never gone away. So why not make a living out of it, you know?
Perfect. Anything else? What's the interesting fact you had yesterday?
Yeah, interesting fact as well about myself. Very big into gaming as well. Was a semi-pro gamer for Call of Duty and FIFA, so that was another very interesting path I could have gone down.
Probably more money in that.
Yeah, definitely. I think, what was it? There was 1 win off going to Call of Duty Championships in LA.
What's the prize for that? Million?
I think at the time it was like 250,000.
Mate, what are you doing? You're not going to get that for winning a Affix.
Yeah, to be fair though, that was a long time ago, and that was not enjoyable. That would be like 7 to 8, if not more, hours of gaming every single day. It'd be like I'd get home from school straight away from like 3, I'd be gaming through to like 11, midnight, sleep, rinse and repeat. Or like on weekends, I'll get up at 8, 9 o'clock, game through to like 7 in the evening, rinse and repeat. But it'd be just the same things over and over and over again. It was just.
So with that then, was that when, because people get paid to stream now, don't they, to do it? Was you doing that then?
So a lot of like the team I was with done a bit of YouTube and stuff like that. I wasn't really into all of that kind of like editing and all like the filming stuff as well. I was obviously just taking part. But a lot of my friends done it and stuff, to be fair.
They still do it now?
Not as much. We've, all grown up, got kids, full-time jobs now, more responsibilities. So it's just one of them things.
Who's it that does it? Is it not KSI? Is it one of them lot? They just do streaming now, don't they?
Oh yeah, they've made so much money. It's a joke.
Or
Absolute
T-Pain, he makes more money streaming than from rapping.
Yeah.
Which I saw the other day.
Crazy.
It's mad, isn't it?
Crazy.
Cool, right, what we'll do, today we're going to go through some fitness myths, some things that come up for people that don't join us, people that are already with us, and just kind of go through those excuses, motivation, that sort of stuff. I think we've got 5. So the first one is, I need to get fit before I join. What would you say to them?
I think I would kind of like to see as such how their approach is to that, because if they're doing things their own way, it'd be nice just a simple question of like, okay, how's your approach looking to that? Is there anything I can advise you with as such? Because if they're not been to the gym before, they're a bit unsure, they're kind of just winging it. It's not the right approach. So I think if there's a little bit of structure, I can advise a few things to help them out, to make it a little bit more easier, and then look at getting them through the door that way, or look at offering a deal to get them through the door. Something you can do to help them out within here could definitely be an option to look at. That's how
I think it comes up a lot. So it happens in big gyms, small gyms, but I always think it's the same as like someone saying like, I need to practice driving before I have driving lessons. So it just doesn't make sense, because everybody's got to start somewhere. Like you said for your missus, like starting running, you've got to start with 1 mile before you do the 2nd mile or the 3rd.
Yeah.
Or like when I did a
Baby
marathon,
steps,
I did a marathon. I'm not going to go and run a marathon straight away. I started off, I think, like 3K, 4K, 5K.
Yeah.
So you've got to start from scratch. It's like anything.
There's so many different approaches and ways that you can do training, isn't there? Like you can start literally right from the get-go, right at the beginning. Going back to running, even if it is running, you could do 30 seconds on, a minute off. If you need to start at that sort of basic level, and you don't need to go all out running. A lot of people get really confused with that. They think, oh, I've got to run. It's not. You can do a slight jog, ease yourself into it that way. There's so many different ways, and it's the same with with weights as well. You can look at doing resistance bands or 1.5, 2.5 kgs, light plates and stuff as well. There's always areas and levels that you can start at to build it up.
And I think as well, people they'll take that step, or they'll go the other way, and they might be able to run 10k, but it's going to fuck your joints. So like your tendons, ligaments, your body might be able to do it, but your tendons and ligaments won't be able to catch up to that. So you've got to do it slowly over a period of time. Going into like someone wanting to lose weight, like if someone comes in and says, I want to lose 20 kilos, but I want to do it in 8 weeks, realistically, it's not going to happen. Like you've probably, how long has it taken you to put on that 20 kilos? So you can't expect it to come off the other way. You've got to do it slowly, and you've got to do it over a long period of time. Yeah. So I think if that's why you haven't started now, start today.
And I think it comes hand in hand, just going back to what you just said about, doing running with your joints and, aches and everything as well. I think it's so important to have that balance of doing strength training as well. So it's kind of half and half, because, you want to build up some strength and, have your muscles acting as a cushion for your tendons and ligaments as well, and your bones as you get more older. So I think having that to help build you up, and there's going back to the approach and the rep ranges you can aim for to help out with the running. Look at a bit more endurance training, a bit more strength training. There's so many different things you can go, but they can complement each other.
Yeah.
So
cool. We'll move on. Lovely. Right, what we got next? Oh, it's my favourite one. I don't have time.
Okay.
Go on.
I mean, yeah, it's I don't know. It's a hard one to approach, that one, isn't it? I mean, you don't have time, but you've got time to take that phone call. You've got time to sit down and watch an hour of TV, or have a longer lunch. There's so many ways to be about it. I've got so many clients, that I've done where they can come in and have a quick 20 minutes, half an hour, on their lunch or whatever. I feel like that's one thing that a lot of people, really kind of stress about, as they think, oh, I've got to come in and do an hour and a half, 2 hours. It's not that. You can come in, do your 20 minutes, your half an hour, work it and tailor it around your lifestyle and your work.
Yeah, I think when I started training, I think it's the same for everyone. You had chest day, back day, arm day, leg day, shoulders, or whatever way around it was. So
growth split.
Yeah, hour and a half a day, like beasting yourself into the ground, whereas realistically, like, you can do that when you're 18, 19, 20.
Yeah.
But I'm as strong as I am now, give or take a few exercises, than what I was 10 years ago, but I'm training 70% less. So I think for people that say they haven't got time, like I always say, book it in as a meeting with yourself. If you're getting booked in for things at work, you have to do it. Book it in for yourself the week before. So you're planning ahead. Again, it comes down to planning. If you know you've got 45 minutes, if you create a workout that is 30 minutes, just in case, and then when you get there, set your timer, set yourself that 30 minutes, so you can't be pissing around on your phone, you can't be talking to people. I don't like talking to people on a train. I just like to come in, get on with it, and create that space and time. Like Aston said, if you're sitting at home watching Netflix for 2 hours every night, you've got 2 hours a day.
It's just priorities, isn't it, as well? So I think it's down to how hungry you are for it as well.
Yeah.
Because if you really do want to make a change, like anyone can, no matter your shape and size, your time and stuff, like you can. It's just trying to prioritise the right things. And as you said, a plan out your day, week, not even just your day, but like weeks in advance, months in advance. If you've got a busy calendar, a busy month coming up, your working hours and stuff, have it all written down, or on your phone, however it is in your calendar on your phone, however you need it to function, and have it there. And then right, that's my 45 minutes, my half an hour, my hour I've got to myself, where I can run to the gym, do a few bits. You're good. And if that's consistent and you've got that in the diary, then like that's your time there. You don't need to think, oh, I've got no time, but you do. It's there. You've worked it around your day-to-day life.
I think another thing with that is the standards that you set for yourself. So some people say, right, I'm going to do 4 sessions a week, and they only get in 3. To them, they've failed. Whereas if I've always done this I've done this for quite a long period now, setting your minimum standards and your maximum standards for the week with the busyness that you have. So if you've got a really busy week and your minimum standard is 2 sessions for that week, you hit your minimum standards, you're good.
Yeah.
Whereas if you had 4 sessions booked in but you only did 2, you would see that as a failure. So look at like your minimum, your maximum standards for the other things that you've got going on. I think that helps massively.
100%. Yeah, I think even the same for us as coaches as well. Like I've got plans like that as well. I've got my 4-day proper strength training plan. But I know for a fact there's times where I've not hit 4 days or 5 days working out, and I'm okay with that as long as I've got something happening, something going. Even times I've not even been able to do the full session because you've run out of time, you've been busy with clients, and it does happen in life. There is times when you're more tired, you've got priorities of other things and stuff, in life, whether that be kids or whatever, or work's just taken over. There's, as long as you set that, as you said, the minimum bar, the max bar, and you're within that area, you're good.
Yeah, perfect. So stop making excuses. Right, should we do this one? I'll start when things calm down.
Okay.
You like that one?
Start when things calm down. I mean, when do things ever calm down?
This is it. So this is what I've got on my notes.
Yeah.
The gap between I'll start when and actually starting is usually months or years.
God. Yeah, I mean, especially as you get older, I think, we all take it for granted as we're kids, aren't we? We're in school, we've got no worries, no bills to stress over. But as you get older, with work and just life, day-to-day life, like sometimes it just doesn't slow down, especially if you've got kids in the mix as well.
It gets worse, doesn't it?
Yeah, it just goes down to how hungry you are and having that priority. And I feel like everyone, even if, coming from a parent myself, like you do feel guilty, if you want that hour of you time where there's no kids or no partner, you've had a long day at work, or you just want an hour to you to just breathe and do your workout, just have a bit of you time. You shouldn't feel guilty for stuff like that. So I think kind of work it around. Everyone's life's so different, so you should try and work it around your life. And going back to planning once again.
It is, isn't it?
Planning,
it's all down to planning
organisation,
and structure.
very
And then
important.
that's why we have the gym here, because people book in for that time. If you went to a normal gym, you went to your David Lloyd or whatever, you have your membership, but there's nothing booked in for you to turn up for. So I think with the group structure, you're not just going to let yourself down if you don't turn up, because somebody else could have had that spot. You're letting down your coach, and you're letting down the other people that you're going to be training with as well. And I think that's why group works for a lot of people, because they know I'm going to see so-and-so at this time, and that's part of their week. They're booking the same time every week, the same people every week, and all they have to do is walk through the door.
Yeah.
Plan's done for them, structure's done. All they need to do is lift the weight.
And the plans, the sessions that we've done and we've, made here, done, well in advance as well, whether that be, 8 weeks, 10 weeks strength plan that we're going to be doing here, and it's tailored to, the client's goals as such, isn't it? So, and from what we've seen and from what I've seen over the last couple of sessions, everyone's very much getting stuck in, very happy with where they're at and their progression throughout. So
there you go. If you want to join up, 30-day trial, there's a link below. I can just do it on my own.
Can you? I mean, if they've reached out and it depends. If they've contacted you, have you gone to them? I mean, still, even if they're interested in chatting to a trainer or even thought about it, there's got to be something there. And I mean, even if they do want to do it on their own, you don't have to overstep the mark, even if it's just a little bit like of a, I've got the experience, I can just give you a little helping hands. That's absolutely fine. If you want to do it on your own, how's your plan looking? What's your approach? Just to get a little bit of an understanding of where they're at, their goals and where they're going. And then you can always just, chuck them a few things to kind of implement into that. And then that might be a point where they're like, oh shit, maybe I might need that helping hands.
I think a lot of it comes down to the level of accountability people need. Like some people need to have someone in their face saying, right, you need to be, this is the reps that you're doing, I'll count your reps for you. I think that's like more one-to-one.
Yeah.
Like people turning up for that person for that hour. Some people a little bit less, so they turn up, they're within a group setting, they're seeing what other people are doing, they're a little bit competitive. I think that works quite well, and they've got a plan and they've got a structure in place and they've got a time that they need to be somewhere. I think other people, they literally will just need a program. I think going back a few years, I thought, well, a program you could give to someone, but they're not going to do it. But then some people are accountable to themselves, and they just need to be told, right, go and do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Like I've got a couple of online clients at the minute, they just literally want that. And they'll reach out to me when they need something or they're unsure. So that's kind of like your lower level of accountability.
Yeah.
But they're not doing it on their own still, because they're still being told this is what you need to do, but they've got a plan.
Yeah. I think, a little helping hand, even if they do want to do it on their own, because so many times I've seen people, and I've had old clients as well that have, done the same workout plan, the same exercise, the same structure, the same weights for like a year, 2 years. And I'm like, there's no progression there. You're not doing anything.
So
it's
just
easy.
turning up, just going through it, going through the
you're
motions,
not breaking a sweat. You're just coming in. You're moving. I mean, okay, you're doing something, but it's not heading in the right direction.
It's the difference between
like
what they say, exercise and training.
Exercise
is just turning up, going through the motions. Remember a guy when I used to work at the commercial gym. He used to come in 45 minutes on a cross trainer, Tuesday, Thursday, because he was there till 8 o'clock when the gym was shut. And he'd do 45 minutes, nothing else. But I thought, mate, like you've done the same thing for like 4 years. I always remember him. So he was just exercising, just turning up, probably quite healthy, but no sort of progression. Whereas people that come here, especially, they come to train, progress, get stronger, fitter, and see progression with not just their body, but their weight training, their strength and fitness. And that's the difference between working out or training and exercise. Cool.
Yeah.
Keep it at that. There we go. We'll clip that up, whack that on the old YouTube. Yeah, there's some links in there. If you're looking at 30-day trials with us, we've got online, we've got working with us in the gym as part of the team, or we have got our specific programming on the links below. So click those.